Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to day 9 here on the 31 Days of Horror. I am your host Mood616 and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yeah, day 9 is here and I've got one here from the Sleaze box. This is another film actually directed by Sean Donahue, who earlier in the week, I believe in day 5 that I directed Die Die Delta Pi, who was also directed by, like I said, Sean Donahue. This one's also co-directed by Mike Nietzsche. And of course released by the Sleaze box from 2014. It is called Joe Vampire. When I first saw that they were releasing this film called Joe Vampire, I started laughing. I was just like, that has just got to be the most boring title ever for a film. Not necessarily my favorite title in the world for some reason, but I don't know. I had to pick this one up though. I like the Sleaze box releases, so I had to check it out. This one right here is actually starring Mike Christopher, who of course starred as the Hare Krishna zombie in Dawn of the Dead. Everyone knows what that zombie is, the very strange, odd-looking one. But yeah, getting into the plot of this one, basically centers around your main character Joe, played by Mike Christopher. He actually gets turned into a vampire during the Civil War. He's fighting in the Civil War, gets bit by a vampire and left for dead. Of course, he ultimately turns into a vampire. Jump to the present day, where he now just lives in regular society. He's kind of distanced himself from, all of the vampires that he's roamed the earth with for like the last 150 years or 130 years, whatever it was, because he doesn't want to be part of them anymore. He doesn't want to associate with them. So now he's just kind of doing his own thing by himself. Then in steps a young girl that he meets in a bar one night. She kind of becomes really infatuated with him a little bit. He's kind of into her at first, but then she gets really into him once he tells her that he's a vampire. She decides that she also wants to be a vampire and that she wants him to turn her into a vampire and stuff. So you got that kind of going on. But then some friends from the past come into his life again, where they want something from him and kind of complicate things up with him and his girl and things like that and stuff. So now he's got to figure out a way to save her before they turn her, do whatever to her. And also save himself from his past, because he doesn't really want to associate with those people anymore. So that is the premise of the film right there. Now my thoughts on this one. It's a very, very low budget film. This movie only runs about 68 minutes long, super short. I had no idea I was watching. I was like, okay, and then it just kind of ends. But I was like, wow, this is a really short film. But I have to say, I was overly really impressed with this. Sean Donahue, of course, directed Die Die Delta Pi. And I thought that was a pretty decent slasher film. Not mind-blowing, but not bad. It was, pretty good. This one right here, I thought, the cinematography in this film is actually really well done. The guy can really definitely shoot a film, especially the nighttime shots. I thought the nighttime shots were really well done. And in fact, actually, a lot of shots in this film are really well done. That was kind of the biggest plus of this film, to be honest, was just the way it was shot. The acting overall in the film kind of hit and miss a little bit. I think that Mike Christopher was okay for his character. I kind of liked the way he acted it out. Like, he wasn't spectacular acting, but I was buying into it though. It was working for me, which was kind of cool. So, but yeah, overall, man, this film right here, really good. I had a lot of fun with it, to be honest. The music's really cool in the film. It's just way too short. So there isn't really a lot of time wasted in this film at all with character development and, other minor subplots and things that are going on in the film. I mean, 68-minute running time is really, really short, so you pretty much know what you're getting yourself into. It's a micro-budget film, but, it looks really good for a micro-budget film, I have to say, though. One of the things about this film that kind of interested me is that I believe Marcus Koch, again, did, he was brought on as an effects artist on the film. It's too bad there isn't really a lot of gore in this film. Now, it is really bloody, I will say. There's a lot of scenes with blood and stuff, and the blood looks awesome. The color of the blood looks fantastic in this film, but there's just really no gore. And I was kind of expecting it to be really gory, but what I got was, more of a artsy type, vampire type film. It's, the storyline's pretty straightforward and stuff, but it kind of plays out like a little more artsy film, just with a lot of blood, no gore. It didn't rely on that and stuff like that. It didn't really rely on a lot of things, it didn't really have a lot of gratuitous nudity in it. I guess there is a few scenes in here that does have boobs, I think just for the sake of having boobs in them. But those are the type of things you're going to get in the film. But, honestly, I enjoyed it, though. Overall, the main actress in this film, man, she was absolutely beautiful. I'm not really too sure where she's from or whatnot, but she was really beautiful. But overall, the feel of this film, I really did like the mood and the atmosphere, because I kind of like these type artsy films. You know, I don't really know what I would actually, you know, compare this one to. I don't really want to directly compare it to anything, but it's just a little more artsy in my opinion. But I enjoyed it. Great job by Sean Donahue. I just really wanted more. That's probably my biggest complaint about this movie, is that, you know, I was expecting a little more gore, but I actually wanted a lot more. I think like another 20-25 minutes of this film would have been fantastic, because, you know, the third act comes and it goes really quick. It just ends like very abruptly, and it kind of leaves you going, well, that was 68 minutes and it's gone now. So, which is unfortunate, because I think this one, you know, has a lot going for it. I think if you made this into a full-length film, I think there's some things there that you could, you know, you could just elaborate more on and stuff with the subplots, and just make it just a more full film. You know, obviously it'd be a little better if it was longer, but yeah, you know, overall, I really enjoyed this. It's definitely not going to be for everybody, so don't take my word that this is the most fantastic, you know, vampire film ever made. I just happen to like these type of artsy, you know, vampire films, and I use that term loosely. It's not like art house. It's just fancier. It's just slower. It's just not relying on the typical vampire things. But yeah, if I had to rate this one, I'm going to give it maybe like a 6.5 out of 10. It's definitely worth the watch in my opinion. So check this one out from Sleaze, Joe Vampire. It doesn't lose points for the shitty name. I really don't like the name of this film, Joe Vampire. It just seems really cheesy to me. But yeah, worth the watch. 6.5 out of 10. Beautiful cinematography. Cool film. Yeah, check it out. And that is going to do it for day 9 here on the 31 Days of Horror. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow in day 10, and no idea what I'm going to be reviewing, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to thumbs down the video like all you haters have been doing. I don't give a shit. Yeah, anyways, guys, see you later. Peace out, homies. Yeah, look at this one. Joe Vampire. That's probably the shittiest title for a vampire film ever. I liked it though. That's the Moods vampire right there. Yeah. Oh, y'all, these honkies killing each other in the Civil War. Yeah. What we've got here is failure to communicate.